Hello friends, I am Vishwanath Ganwat, Department of Chemistry, Vice Institute of Science, Satara. This is our first lecture of physical chemistry. I am going to teach first unit of physicochemical techniques. It is X-ray methods. We will upload one by one each video. Okay. So this is the complete content of your unit in which we are going to see X-rays, their generation, production, properties, different concepts, radiography, X-ray fluorescence, X-ray emission, diffraction, application of these X-rays in material science, electron microprobes, and further advanced techniques like ACM, STEM. Okay. Today we will start our first point. It is generation and properties of X-rays. Okay. First of all, we will see small history of these X-rays. X-rays, these are put forward by scientist and he is from Germany, German physicist. He is William Conrad Roentgen. He discovered X-rays in 8 November 1895. See, this is the scientist. For this discovery, he got the first Nobel Prize in Physics in 1901. See the difference in between these years. For this contribution, he got Nobel Prize in 1901, and in honor of his IUPAC named one element. It is Roentgenium. Its atomic number it is 111. Okay. In 1895, while experimenting with a Crookes cold cathode tube, we all know the cathode tube. It is used for generation of cathode rays, and these cathode rays are nothing but the electrons. Okay. During this experiment, he found the X-rays. See, this is the photograph of Roentgen's apparatus. On this apparatus he was working and he doing some experiments. During that experiment he observed some observations. See the observations. Crookes tube, it is a sealed glass cylinder with two embedded electrodes operated with rarefied gas. There is a one tube and it contains two different electrodes. One is anode and another one it is a cathode, and there is a rarefied gases. Some different gases are present in that tube. The potential difference between these electrodes, it produces a discharge. Due to the potential difference, there is ionization of that gases, and due to that there is a formation of one kind of discharge. Okay. This discharge, it is nothing but the electrons or cathode rays. These cathode rays, these are accelerated towards the positive electrode, and striking on that positive electrode there is a formation of X-rays. This is a simple experiment. These radiations could penetrate opaque substances, smooth substances. It can be penetrate from that substances. It produces fluorescence. Also, it blackens a photographic plate and ionizes gases. At the first time, Roentgen does not know which kind of these rays, therefore he named them as X-rays. X for unknown rays. So this is the experimental apparatus in 1895, and this is the first photograph of X-ray. This is the first photograph of X-ray, and it is a hand of Roentgen's wife. Okay, now we'll see our point. It is generation of X-ray. See carefully how X-rays are generated. See, this is the tube, complete cathode ray tube. In this tube, there is one cathode and another one it is a anode. Okay, anode it is made up of tungsten or any element. We will see later which element it is generally used. Then there is a potential difference in between this anode and cathode, and due to that there is a formation of electron beam or nothing but a cathode rays. See in the animation, see this is cathode rays, and due to that cathode rays striking on the anode, there is a formation of new rays. These are the X-rays. Okay, see this is the actual X-ray tube. Okay, we'll see the process of generation of X-rays. The X-rays are produced in the X-ray tube, which is located in the X-ray tube head. What happens? The X-rays are generated when electrons from the filament cross the tube and interact with the target. Means what is happening? Due to potential difference, there is a formation of cathode rays or electrons. Then that electrons are formed at the filament. Then that cathode rays travel from one side to another side. Okay, and when they reaches another side, they interact with another electrode, and due to that interaction there is a formation of X-rays. The two main components of X-ray tube, these are the cathode and anode. Then power is sent to this X-ray tube via cables. Current is sent to the filament on cathode side. Okay, see the figure. See the figure. This is the cathode, and this contains this filament. Okay, first this filament it is heats up due to the power. Okay, when they heat up, they forms a cathode rays. Cathode rays are electrons. These electrons travel from this side to this side, and when they strike, there is a formation of X-rays. This is the simple mechanism or generation of X-rays. Filament heats up, electrons are produced, positive voltage is applied to anode, that another electrode it is a anode where positive potential it is applied, and negative electrons across attracted across the tube to the positive anode. Then after striking to the anode, these electrons get slowed down. Electrons are slowed down and finally they comes to rest. Electron flow slow down and they finally comes to the rest. Means what is happening from cathode, that electrons they have energy. Due to that energy they travel from cathode to anode, and when they strike, that electrons they completely goes to the rest. Okay, means there is a loss of energy, and that energy it is nothing but X-rays. I am saying nothing but because X-rays these are produced due to two processes we will see later. Okay, what is happening to electrons produced from cathode travels to anode, they strike on anode. After striking or bombarding, they come to the rest. Okay, the electron beam it is focused from the cathode to the anode target by the focusing cup. Means that filament it is nothing but a focusing cup. From that we can focus the electrons to the anode. This is the simple generation of X-rays. The X-ray cathode it is composed or generally composed of tungsten filament. Generally, X-ray cathode it is generally made up of tungsten filament, and the anode it is made up of different metals. Okay, the anode it is a component in the X-ray radiation is produced. It is relatively large piece of metal, and it is of any kind of metal. It is of any kind of metal, and these are the characteristic X-rays. Means if we use copper, we get the copper X-rays. If we use zinc, we get the zinc X-rays, or any metal. Okay, we can use any metal as a anode, and these are the characteristics of that X-rays. Okay, see, this is the actual X-ray tube. It is of copper, means its anode it is composed of copper, and cathode it is a generally tungsten filament. Okay, next point we will see the X-ray production. The X-rays these are produced by two different mechanisms. See carefully, X-rays these are produced due to two different mechanisms. This is not happening means electrons are coming from the cathode striking on anode and there is formation of X-rays. No, that electrons interact with that anode, and that interaction, it is of two kinds, and due to that two kind of interaction there is a formation of two kind of X-rays. Okay, first kind of X-ray, it is Bremsstrahlung lungs X-ray. Okay, and another one, it is a characteristic X-ray. Okay, the Bremsstrahlung lungs X-rays, these are produced due to incidence interaction between incidence electrons with the nucleus of that anode. Means the electrons produced from the cathode, they interact with the nucleus of that anode atom. Due to that there is a formation of X-rays. They are known as Bremsstrahlung lungs X-ray. And another one, it is a characteristic X-rays. These are produced due to interaction of electron with orbital electron. See the difference. In Bremsstrahlung lungs, electrons interact with nucleus, and in characteristic X-rays, the electrons interact with the orbital electron. Okay, we will see both these points in detail in our next lecture. Today we will stop here. Okay, thank you.